Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend. Happy Friday, y'all! Gary Owens stops by Wendy Williams to clear up a few things. And did you see Falynn Guobadia on Up and Adam on YouTube? She tells it all. Baby, we're talking about that and a lot more. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage, let go! Hey beauty besties, happy Friday, and thank God it's Friday. How you doing out there, sugar? Did you have a great week? And better yet, what do you have planned for the weekend? Who, me? Well, you know it's Pride Month officially, and the first Pride event that I actually think I'm going to show up to will be in Wynwood here in Miami. It's our little art district here in Miami. And child, they're doing a little Pride celebration, a little festival, a little action come tomorrow. So I might pop through for that. And, you know, I might pop down to South Beach on Sunday just to see what's crack-a-lackin'. But as of right now, nothing crazy, just a little social events here and there. But, you know, we'll talk about it on Monday no matter what I do. Now, oh my gosh, let's jump into our first topic. Child, a Pennsylvania DoorDash driver has been arrested for stealing the identities of Trump's relatives. First of all, who wants to even be related to Trump nowadays? But nonetheless, this man stole the identity of some of his relatives, including his teenage son, Barron, and utilized these stolen identities to scam people out of money for a fake fundraising scheme. Okay. According to the FBI, Joshua Hall, that's the man's real name who was scamming all the people, utilized social media to create a fake fundraising scheme in order to get the money out of Trump supporters. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. I don't know if I have sympathy for these Trump supporters who donated, because the reality of it is, weren't we all scammed with this Trump presidency anyways? So it looks like the tables got turned on them. Now, I will say this. We know that it's wrong. You're not supposed to steal people's identity, let alone scam people. But apparently, child, Josh said I was going to go down to the social media, utilize all these hundreds of thousands of followers, and get money out of these Trump supporters to fund my lifestyle. And that's exactly what he did. He took the money, used it for personal gains, and got caught by the FBI. Now, I feel like Josh was sticking it to the man, you know, the Trump supporters and the Trump. And I feel like we might need to make an exception. Can we let this man go? Now, I'm not going to start a GoFundMe account for Joshua by any means. I just thought it was entertaining that this DoorDash driver said dashing was not enough, that he needed to run down to social media and literally create a fundraising scheme in order to get more money, and he targeted the Trump supporters. How ironic. Let's move on. Gary Owens was on Wendy Williams this week, and of course, Wendy being Wendy, she asked him about his whole divorce and the fact that his wife put him on Front Street this weekend. You know, we talked about this, Beauty Besties. She put him on Front Street saying that he was not paying the bills in the house, his wife Kenya, and that he was a deadbeat dad and not supporting. Well, Wendy said, well, what about the children? Gary said, I got adults, okay? And to Gary's point, he does have adults. And you know, Beauty Besties, I'm all about reporting factual tea, not fictional tea. And in error, I reported that he had 2 teenagers. Well, his kids are grown. You know, he has 3. Emilio is his stepson, and he's 30. His daughter, Kennedy, is 18, about to be 19. And his youngest son, Austin, is 20. So he does have adults. Kenya says, what type of child support you looking for? You got whole grown adults. You had us out here thinking this man was missing soccer practice and recitals. And literally, it just sounds like Gary might not be paying the bills that you want him to pay. In addition to this, Wendy probed a little bit more, as she always does, asking about the marriage, why they were getting divorced, if he cheated. Gary said he didn't cheat, but he also said he couldn't really speak on it because of lawyers. But he did tell us and kind of alluded that there was a big twist and turn that was going to soon reveal itself once the dust settles around his divorce. Gary, what you got to tell us? Is she running away and getting engaged to one of your friends after, a month of falling in love? Very a la Portia and Simon Guobadia? Adia. I want to know what this big twist and turn is. But most importantly, Gary, are you paying your bills yet? Or are you giving your wife some money on the bills since you left her high and dry? Now, that was according to her. Now, I will also say this before we move on. Is it just me? But does Wendy's face look a little different? I don't know, it feels like she went to a Real Housewives of New Jersey housewife doctor and something has happened to her face. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm telling you, her face looks a little suspicious. And I know I'm not the only one that sees it. And aside from that, Wendy actually shot her shot at Gary. Wendy said, I am on the market and I am a free agent. I'm shooting all the shots to see what lands. She asked him out to dinner on the air, and obviously he got a little nervous, honey. He didn't want to answer her question on air, but she asked him out to dinner at, I guess, a restaurant that she loves, and she said, well, if you don't want to go, just say no. And I'm actually, you know what? Watch the clip.
Would you like to have dinner? Because here's what I'm thinking, right? We go to Fresco by Scotto, where I was last night. Let me tell you something. You're gonna melt at the food.
Really?
All right, just say no. Tell me about your movie. Just, no, he's not saying yes.
I'm not saying, listen, what I'm not gonna do, I'm not saying yes, no on the air.
Okay.
Because that's how more rumors get started. And I'm in enough rumors as it is.
Yeah, but I can clear this up. I got the purple chair every day.
Oh, that's right.
So it's like, yeah, you saw me ask him out. We went to Scotto. We had a good time. Then he took his Uber back to his hotel, and I took, my car back to my apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
Separate.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it just me, but that ask and that response felt real awkward AF, right? And in addition to that, ma'am, if you're going to ask somebody out and he's a little hesitant and he's telling you he doesn't want to be caught up in the rumors, you don't reveal the alibi already on camera talking about, I got the purple chair, I'll tell them this and I'll tell them that. Girl, you go to dinner and then the next day when paparazzi revealed that you was at dinner with Gary, then you drop the alibi. Sis, I'm going to need you to know that you can never commit a crime if you dropping your alibi ahead of time because it looks suspicious. Continue to shoot your shot, Wendy. We'll see if he goes out with her, but I thought it was a little awkward, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Did you guys watch Falynn Guobadia's interview on Up and Adam on YouTube? It dropped yesterday. I did, and we're going to talk about the highlights, and then I'm going to give you my overall opinion about this interview. First up, Adam had great questions, but baby, his delivery was as dry and bland as overcooked, unseasoned chicken breast. I was like, Adam, give me something. Give me a change in your tone. Give me a little intonation here. Give me something else besides this dry delivery. But Adam asked her, what was her experience like being on Bravo and on the show? And Falynn responded with it being a learning experience. I bet it was a learning experience, Falynn. You learned that you was getting divorced and that your husband was running away with one of your cast members that you had in your house and in your pool. Talk about a learning experience for sure. Falynn also went on to say that Bravo had been chasing her for a while to be on the show, and Simon pushed her to be on the show, saying that it would test her growth and her spiritual growth. Listen, sounds to me Simon Guobadia just wanted a little bit of FaceTime, or he wanted to create relationships with production. This sounds very self-serving because according to Falynn, she really didn't want to do the show, but Simon pushed her, and because they were a one and they were a marriage, she did it. So again, sounds very self-serving. And you know what? I bet it did test a lot of things, your spiritual patience and your physical patience, because as we saw in that Halloween scene, Falynn ended up running around the house after LaToya with a golf club in her hand, which, by the way, apparently what we did not see was that LaToya called her a racial Asian slur, which I will not repeat. Never made it on air and it was edited out, which I think is the reason why it triggered Falynn so much for her to go grab that golf club. Now, Falynn also highlighted that she was willing to sign on for another season if she got the call, but she never got the call. And she said she called up a friend who was close to production, and word on the curb was Bravo was not happy with her reaction with that Halloween scene in the golf club with her and LaToya, and that Bravo felt like her response to LaToya was damaging to the brand of the Housewives. I'm so sorry. Damaging to the brand of the Housewives? Did we forget that there was a whole reunion when somebody got dragged across the couch onto the floor? Did we forget there was a whole reunion when somebody got accused of raping somebody and taken into a sex dungeon? Did we forget the fact that somebody's wig got tugged on? That Halloween incident with a golf club around the house that never made a point of contact? I'm sorry, did we forget that across the pond in the Potomac that somebody got dragged across a table? Drag me, Monique, drag me. Somebody got draggeth and tooketh across the table. Bravo, that is damaging to somebody's image. How is Falynn running around the house with a golf club damaging? Tells me that they just did not want Falynn back. But Falynn said Bravo never said that was the reason, but she heard it from a reliable source, so that was all she had to go on. Child, damaging, we've seen damaging, honey, and the show has still gone on, and we love it. We love the drama. You know what I also thought was a really good question? Adam asked Falynn when she found out about the divorce, and she said she found out about her divorce in the public the day it was announced in the public and someone called her. She said she was in the dark. She did not blame Portia for the wreckage of her marriage and said that they had been having issues. They had been going to counseling throughout the marriage. You know, they had taken at one point, they had a 9-month break before they actually got married and was married for that year and a half. But she was saying, though, that she was caught all off guard and she thought they were on track to heal their marriage. But you know what's quite interesting? Adam asked her, did you cheat? She says no. Okay, we'll believe you, sis. And he asked her, do you think Simon cheated? And she said, I don't know. Well, coincidentally enough, the other day, Simon posted a whole Instagram post with him and Portia saying, she had me at hello. And yes, I know that's a lyric from a song, but y'all know that was strategic. She had me at hello. At hello, Simon? Was that the same hello when the cameras and production and Portia walked through your door as she was frolicking in your pool? Is that the hello that made you think, this is my next one? When did she have you at hello? Was it while you were still married to Falynn? I'm curious about this hello child because it is messy to me. But what really got me and kind of like stuck out to me the most was Falynn said, I did not expect us to get divorced. She goes, every marriage has problems. We were actively working on it. She goes, the night before I found out about the divorce, I had texted him good night and he responded, but she was like, he hasn't been home in 2 months. He hasn't been home in 2 months. Since where he been? Because if you thought your marriage was on track, I feel like your husband should have been in the house. And the fact that you have not laid next to your husband in 2 months and he has not been home tells me that your perception of what's on track was not on track. And in addition to that, I got questions. This is not a whole Ralph and Drew situation where Ralph is gone for the weekend. You telling us that this man was not in your home for 2 months and you wasn't suspicious, not just a pinch? Girl, get out of here with that. You must have known something was coming down the pike. And so she said that she called him the day she found out about the divorce, and he answered and said, oh no, that's wrong. I filed over a month ago. That was not supposed to happen. Let me call off the dogs. And she said she never heard back. That's because he was busy with Portia at baby Pilar's birthday party taking photos announcing his engagement. Like, girl, 2 months and your man has not been home, sis, call it a wash. But I will say this. Overall, if you want to watch the interview, feel free. It's 41 minutes. I felt like, here's what I felt like, right? And go with me on this. We're conditioned, I think because we love reality TV, or at least I love reality TV, we're conditioned a little bit more to expect something juicy and salacious and a little, piping hot tea to come out of an interview like that. And Mama gave us gracefulness, her virginal white, legs crossed, calm demeanor. Good for her, because everything shouldn't have to be ghetto. But as we're talking about reality TV, we've been kind of conditioned. But you know what I also think is that she was nervous to overly share because she's still going through this divorce. And whether or not sis will admit it or not, and I know there's a prenup in play, is she wants to not mess up her potential bag. And on top of that, there were some screenshots Falynn shared, and Simon, basically, lawyer reached out to Falynn saying, can we get your client to say this statement? First of all, sir, you've been running your mouth on social media from day one, and now you want to control what Falynn has to say? Very narcissistic. And then there was another screenshot of a text message with Simon saying, if you overexpose, basically, then I'm suing you and I'm coming after your assets and your valuables. So I felt like she was a little intimidated to share or overly share on this interview, so she erred on the side of caution, which to me made it a little bit of a dry interview because everything was so peaceful and positive. Obviously, she's hurting. She's going through a divorce. I get it. But I just felt like I wanted a little bit more juice. And Adam had the questions. It was just her response for me. But it's up to you guys if you want to watch it. It's up in Adam. Falynn tells her truth. All that great jazz. And on that note, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave me a comment. Most importantly, check the notifications and make sure they're turned on. Who loves you? I do. See you on Monday. Bye.